bit about, marriage. When I talk to people getting married or married couples, I say, listen, naked and unashamed, what does that mean? I recommend you tell everything about your past to each other before you get married. Full disclosure. Really? Some people disagree with that. Well, I'm telling you, the Bible says that's the best way to go. Why? Because if someone's gonna love you, they might as well love you the way you are and the way you've been. That's the only way you're gonna know they really love you. But if you got stuff hiding around, when that stuff resurfaces in the future, because it will resurface, all you gotta do is get married for a little while, it will come up. You slept with that person's gonna show up somewhere in the grocery store and come talk to you. Hello. It's gonna come up in your conversation. Some of your faces are looking funny at me like, I can't believe. I'm just telling you like it is. It's gonna come up. So you may as well talk about up front what's going on, but not only talk about what happened like information, talk about why. Talk about the feelings, talk about the thinking, talk about what was going on in your life, what you've learned, what you've discovered from that experience. So the person that you're marrying can accept you and love you not only the way you are, but also the way you've been. So they understand you. And you know that they really love you because in spite of everything, they still do. Does that make sense? It will mean something more deep and intimate to you to know that they love you. So I teach the young people when they get married, I say, hey, naked and unashamed, that's God's plan. So what does that mean? You start by having the ability to share with one another everything. And if that doesn't work, then you just save yourself headache and divorce. Because that will stay there like a seed and it'll foster and fester and it'll grow into something else and it'll cause a problem. It's better to be naked and unashamed. Lay it out. At the right time, it doesn't mean you say, hey, how you doing? Good to meet you. Can we go for coffee? And then boom. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I mean, okay? Some Christians, they're crazy. They got no boundaries at all. That's not what we're saying. You gotta have some boundaries and but when you get to that stage, these are some conversations that happen. People that get married, I do some sessions with them, but I send them outside our church. What we do is we send them to an outside source, a healthy source for marriage counseling. And I oversee the process, but I have a first meeting with them, send them for a few sessions depending on what they need. Some people need 4, 6, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50. Depending on what they need. Some people, they just, Anyway, so, and then I meet with them too, depending on how many they need, another one, and then a final one, just kind of see where things are at. Because we get them a professional opinion, because they do all the personality tests and do all the, emotional styles and all these kind of things. They do all these great things, and then I give them some spiritual context and help them interpret some of these things. And if they want to, they'll even have their counselors forward me the report. And so I'll look at the report as well with them and talk it over with them. Isn't that cool? So because we want people to have healthy marriages, so we're practical about it, because we want them to have these practical answers about their relationship. But I'm giving you this first one I always give is naked and unashamed. You can't have connection. The level of connection is determined, or the level of intimacy is determined on the transparency in your relationship. And remember, if you're getting married, this thing's supposed to get better and deeper, more intimate, more connected. Sex is supposed to get better, not less interesting. But if you're only connecting on a sexual level, you're going to try all kinds of things till eventually you're going to get into things that are not going to work. And you're just looking for another high. And you're looking for another form of stimulation. And then people bring all kinds of crazy things into their marriages and into their relationships. And they try to heighten that experience because that's all they know. What they don't know is they really want connection. And so what they need to do is find that connection with God, find that connection in that relationship with their spouse. And when you do, then you'll find the sexual, intimate, eros, love connection is actually going to grow over time, not weaken over time. Hello. So that's part of God's design in relationship, because it starts on the inside. God starts on the inside to connect. We have this basic need of connection from the time we are born.